I wanted to introduce you all today to Shanta Naimi, who is a wonderful career and business coach and trained by CTI, and also a mama of a really lovely little girl. And Shanta got back to running her coaching practice successfully with a small baby. And that's why I kind of wanted to invite her to share a little bit more about her journey. And Shanta is also the Fully Booked Coach Program Alumni. Could you just share with everyone a little bit more about you and your journey with your coaching practice so far?
I did my training with CTI. Given my HR background, I went into the area of career coaching because I thought I could really leverage my experience from private, public, and nonprofit sectors. At the time, I think it was a little bit broad. Working with you really helped me to niche down and get more focused. So I'm focused on supporting mid-career professionals who are wanting to either make a career transition or who want to level up in their current role and get that next promotion. Also, given I've done my master's in innovation and entrepreneurship, I also wanted to leverage that background, and also having grown up in an entrepreneurial family and having my own coaching business, it's an area of passion of mine. So I've also started to make a business coaching program available, which I'm really loving. It's focusing a lot on supporting moms who are coming back from maternity, kind of like my journey some time ago, and wanting to start up their own business. So supporting them with that. And it overlaps quite well with the career coaching program because, sometimes clients discover through the process of us working together that actually they don't want to work for somebody, and they would like to, their next step would be to go down the entrepreneurial route and have their own business. Why I wanted to start building my coaching practice, because I had a strong value around having that flexibility and to be able to use my time accordingly so that I can also be present with my daughter. That was something very important to me. And yeah, I'm just loving the freedom as well for me to navigate where I focus my efforts, make those tweaks and changes, and also scale my income. So that's also been very rewarding.
Yeah, could you share a little bit more about your journey of going away to have a baby, and then your thoughts around coming back and how you made that happen? And you're very successfully signing up clients at really attractive rates right now. Could you share a little bit more about how that process been for you?
I completed my master's right before I had my daughter. And at that time as well, I started to wind down the clients I had at the time. And then I decided to take about 6 months of maternity to really focus on motherhood. Also, we're living far from our families. And so we didn't have that, support around us. So I needed to be quite hands-on, I felt, in that period. And given COVID and things like that, we weren't convinced how early to start her in daycare and that kind of thing. I'm not going to lie, it was difficult to kind of get back into the swing of things with work, particularly working remotely from home, but then also having my daughter around and navigating it between breastfeeding and things like that was a challenge for sure. I think one of my hurdles in the beginning was kind of I felt like I had to start all over again with building things up again. As we started the process with the program, it was basically as I came back from maternity, I started with Fully Booked Coach, and that timing was really well aligned. It gave me that structure, the accountability, the support to really ramp things up in a short space of time. And I'm so glad that I made the decision to do that, because it just allowed me to accelerate at a much faster rate, as opposed to figuring out a lot of the other things on my own.
Could you share a little bit more about some of the I guess, like mindset challenges that were coming up for you, and maybe some advice and ideas for other mamas in a similar place in their life.
I can definitely relate to what you were talking about earlier around mama's guilt. It's almost like you have on one side of the spectrum, it's the time that you're spending on your business and your profession is time away from your baby. And then at the same time, the time that you're not spending on your business or your profession, you feel maybe that you're falling behind, or you have to kind of catch up in terms of your income, especially working for yourself, right? We don't get that maternity pay while we have time off. So I think the gradual approach with structure and specific goals was very helpful. One thing that came to mind as well is, in addition to the mama's guilt, as I was also doing a lot of night feeds and breastfeeding and things like that, the exhaustion and sleep deprivation can also take a bit of a toll. By having my own business, I was able to also then navigate my energy and how much I took on at a given time, which I think was really helpful to get through that patch, because sometimes you have more intense periods than others. So in my case, I would have struggled a bit to have like that 8 to 5 without that flexibility. And so, if she was having a really good morning and, I could just focus and get some work for my business done outside of the coaching, that was really helpful as well.
And what I found really impressive as well, Shanta, is that, you did have job offers starting to roll in as you were, getting back into work again. And you just, really had the confidence to go ahead and say, no, thank you. I have my own business going on. What gave you that confidence to refuse, even though it can be very attractive to have a guaranteed paycheck month to month?
Through my coaching process and journey, I also became super clear about my values and what was important to me in terms of my career and the personal aspects of my life. And that really helped me to stay firm in that. And I think also coming back from maternity leave and ramping things up and seeing the opportunities coming in terms of working with clients that I really love and want to serve, I think that was a really good confirmation that I was indeed on the right path and I wanted to continue with that. And it's almost like another baby, right? that you're nurturing and you're seeing it grow, and you want to kind of continue that process.
I'm curious to hear, what would be your message to mamas who's been on maternity leave and now considering their options in terms of getting back into work, or maybe starting their own business, maybe getting back to their coaching practices and taking that to the next level?
First of all, you can definitely do it, and you don't have to do it alone. So there are resources and people out there that can support you in that journey. Take advantage of that, because it will expedite that process and allow you to focus your limited time, energy, focus on your zone of genius. And as you mentioned earlier, outsourcing that support and expertise from other service providers or another program or another coach that can help you. Make sure that you connect with the right people and have the support to help you achieve your goals as fast as possible.
My recommendation would be for sure to go ahead and explore, a variety of different business coaching programs and see what feels like a good fit in terms of the chemistry with the coach, in terms of the strategies that they're offering you, the level of support. And Shanta, you've actually done a few of those business coaching programs. What was different about the Fully Booked Coach that actually helped you to finally hit your financial goals in coaching?
I would say what was different about Fully Booked Coach was that it's focus specifically on supporting coaches with developing their businesses. Again, what made a difference to me is that you were a career coach yourself as well. So I really valued your experience and expertise in the niche that I wanted to focus on, as well as the business coaching one that I started as well, is now your niche as well. So I felt that was really valuable. Also, how structured the process is and that it's not rushed. So people can go through it quite fast, given the online resources that are available. But at the same time, it's not packed into like 4 or 6 weeks. I think the time frame allows it to be a lot more realistic.
And actually 6 months. Because I found like 3 months to be way too short to get results, especially if you have a baby in your life, or other responsibilities.
Exactly. And so having that consistent support, accountability, and structure, and the expertise that was very valuable, not only from yourself, Katrin, but also from the rest of the group. Some really amazing people that have been part of the various cohorts. I think that was really invaluable. The fact that a lot of the coaching calls were recorded as well. So, if you sometimes, with putting my daughter to bed or something, she needed me for longer, I wasn't always able to connect or participate, but I could at least listen back and learn from, the input and feedback that was given to the other coaches, because sometimes we struggle with similar things or we can benefit from the same kind of advice. So that was also very helpful. And I love the fact that we're also a nice tight-knit community that still supports each other and that we're still in contact and able to kind of share openly with each other, even like after the program. I think that kind of post-care support is also fantastic and I would say unique to this program as well.
I'm curious to hear also, what was your biggest breakthrough in the course of the program in terms of the strategy you used, or maybe kind of perspective shift on a certain aspect of enrolling clients?
What was very helpful was the structure for an enrollment conversation. That was really, really useful. And how to go about navigating the objections and, really coaching a person through it from the perspective of wanting to be of service to them and get them the support that they need. This being like super salesy just felt a bit icky to me. And so that approach really resonated and was a really good fit for how I wanted to attract clients to my practice and help them.
Thank you so much for sharing of your journey and being an inspiration to a lot of other mamas to go ahead and go after their dreams, even when they are slightly more restricted in their life in terms of the time and resources. And if there are any mamas out there watching this and feeling like they'd like to explore talking about the Fully Booked Coach program and working with me, so I'll leave the link below to schedule a call with me or my team. Thank you so much, Shanta, once again, and you are truly a super mama.